financial pressures mean increasing numbers of pensioners feel they have no choice but to continue working past 65.
Anita Rani's been taking a tea break with one of those still clocking on when she should be winding down.
Reaching our golden years used to mean ditching the dreary walk to work for walks in the countryside. But that's changing. There are now over 1 million employees of pensionable age working in Britain.
Why not take a walk over in our George department, where we've got the back-to-school range.
Vera Kirk has been working at this Kendal supermarket for 18 years. She's 76 and was forced to continue working out of financial necessity.
That's because everything from the cost of food to fuel bills has gone sky high. State pension is low and the number of people in company pension schemes has fallen by 1 million in 3 years. All of this is a reflection of the tough times that we're living in. Why at 76 are you still working?
Money's handy, don't get a lot of pension.
How much do you get?
About £113 a week.
Is that enough?
Not really, no. My lifestyle would have to change if I didn't work, let me put it that way.
One retirement expert believes that a low state pension is the reason thousands of workers like Vera are forced to carry on working.
Unfortunately, we have one of the least generous state pensions in Europe. Pension for a single person is just over £90 a week. Now that's well below what would be considered a poverty line for a single person, which would be about £145 a week.
Pensioners who've been relying on private pensions are struggling too, with some receiving as little as £50 a week.
Gas and electricity, they've gone up considerably. I used to spend about between £50 and £60 a month for petrol. It's now for the same amount is £103, £104 a month. So that's almost doubled. Everything goes up, your rent, your rates, just everything. If they give you a decent pension, then people like me would perhaps be able to go out and do things that they wanted to do without having to come to work. And, you know, I haven't got the time to go anywhere now because I'm working.
Across town, a group of retired workers are enjoying an afternoon coffee. But they're angry that these tough times are keeping their fellow senior citizens chained to the workplace.
How do you feel that there are people of a similar age to you that are still having to work just because they can't afford to live off a state pension?
That can't be right.
Especially when you get these people that have never worked and that seem to be doing very well on what the government's giving them, and the pensioners are at the back of the queue all the time.
And they recoil at the idea of higher prices forcing them back to work.
I can just manage.
Is that enough? Would you rather that you were able to...
It is now, yes. And I wouldn't want to give up my independence either now. No, I wouldn't want to go back to work.
Hello, how can I help?
Yeah, I've just got these and...
For the moment, Vera continues working at an age she didn't expect to, but her younger co-workers are resigned to the inevitable.
Obviously, a few years ago I was hoping to retire at 55, now I've got to wait till I'm 60. But I love working here and I will always want to work. I like being kept busy.
I don't think I could afford to retire. It's just so expensive, living costs and everything at the moment, that, you know, sometimes you can't put too much aside. You've got to focus on living at the moment.
It's a terrible thing when you've worked all your life, you've paid into it all your life, that you've got to survive. To live, you should be able to enjoy a few luxuries at least. I should go and see Gordon Brown, I think, really, shouldn't I?
You should. What would you say to Gordon Brown?
I'd tell him to get his finger out and get some more money for his old age pensioners.